Hey everybody, Micah Thomas from Peace Street Farm and Greenhouse here. Just wanted to let you know that we're finally getting around to working on Kori's truck. One of the two. We've got this old four-wheel drive K20 here that we're going to take the body off of, rebuild the motor and transmission, replace the interior, put some nice wheels and tires. While we've got the body off, we'll probably go ahead and sand down the frame. Probably gonna have to rebuild a lot of stuff on it, but it's always been a dream of hers to have an old square body truck like this. So we're finally getting going on it after years of saying that we're going to. We got Corbin cleaning up on the inside there right now, getting ready to tear the interior apart. So I'll show you a little bit about the truck. This truck is an old rescue squad truck out of Indiana. Like I said, it's a Scottsdale K20 four-wheel drive. Got the 350 small block, and I think it's got a turbo 400 transmission in it, but we'll see whenever we get the body off. I'm not getting under it yet, so it might be something different, but hopefully it's the turbo 400. Those are good transmissions. Factory AC, as you can see, so that'll be nice in the summertime. Yeah, this thing was just full of Bondo, full of wasps. We actually had a snake living in the hood for a couple of summers, and I was okay with that because he kept all the mice ate that were trying to chew on wires. So for the most part, the wiring looks hodgepodgey, but it doesn't look like it's been eaten on, so that is nice. We'll find out though. Not putting a battery in it or gonna try to turn it over or anything yet, because oh my gosh, what do we got there? Just the risk of fire. We don't want to try it out. We're gonna make sure it's all right before we try it. So yeah, floorboard looks great. I guess that's the factory AC I was talking about. Just pull that back and blow right up one pant leg and right down the other. Good ski. Sweet nectar of the gods. Backup carburetor. Not much body filler been done on this truck. That's sarcasm, by the way. This bed is nothing but Bondo. So the bed's junk for sure. The doors are junk. The cab's junk. The body's junk. I'm sure the fuel tanks are full of rust. We'll have to replace on those. So yeah, this body will go away. We're going to use the frame, probably the motor, definitely the transmission. So I'll show you what we got going on to change it out to. So we're probably gonna have a little wind out here. Sorry for that, I didn't bring my microphone out. But yeah, so I said that one in there. The four-wheel drive is an old rescue squad truck. It was originally in Indiana as a rescue squad truck. Then my cousin in Russell Springs purchased the truck and used it on his farm. So he said reverse went out of the transmission. They backed it up in the old fence row, and that's where it sat for years and years. I can look, I've got all the paperwork inside on it, so we'll see when it was last registered. But that brings me to our replacement body, which is this one right behind us. I'll show you about it. So the one inside is a 79 K20. This one is a 1982 C20. Also an old rescue squad truck from here in Allen County, Kentucky. So this truck has a lot of memories with a lot of people here locally. I do beat around a little bit in this here on the farm, run to town in it every now and then just to keep it running good. But yeah, it's got some dents and dings like you can see here. Got a dent there we're gonna have to work on. Looks like maybe the bumper got pushed up into the cab there. Got some broken windows on this one. But as far as rust goes, there's only a little bit here and there. Some minor minor rust compared to what you see in most of these old square bodies. So we're pretty happy with this. This is gonna become the new body on the truck inside. We're looking to make this more of a, what I like to call a pump island truck. Let me explain. Okay, so what do I mean by a pump island truck? Let's be honest, I work off the farm. I'm not a mechanic by trade, but I do like getting my hands dirty and working on old rides like this from time to time when I can. So by a pump island truck, what I'm saying is whenever you pull up to the gas station and you're gonna fill it up, you want the attendant that's inside looking out saying, man, that's a pretty good looking truck. And then whenever they come out to look at the truck up close, they say, yeah, it's not as nice as I thought, but it's still a pretty nice ride. So that's what I mean by a pump island truck. I want something that looks good from a distance, but still it's not so nice that we can't get out and do what we really want to do with it. So without further ado, I don't plan to make these super long videos, but I do want to bring y'all along for the ride. And it's as much to document the process for ourselves, because Corbin and I, who's standing right back here with the other boys, Gus and Rusty, we're going to be working on this together this winter. It's kind of our winter project. So come along with us if you want, and keep watching for updates. So today our goal is to get as much of the interior stripped out and possibly start working on the body removal. So here we go. A couple things we're going to do here. Keep up with our invoices. So we've got a box here that's going to stay on our shop table, workbench. We're going to put every invoice that we have for the trucks in here so we know how much we've got invested in them when we get done. Also, taking the license plate off of the truck, it looks like it may have been 2003, I guess, since it was last tagged. I'll follow up with my cousin Wallace on that and see. So Jake the Snake is what we affectionately call this truck because that snake used to live in there. Jake the Snake, hopefully by the end of the day you look a lot different than you do right now.
We'll take the hood off already.
Okay, here we go. We're stopping for lunch now. We've got the front bezel and all the lights out of the front, removed the wiring harness that went across the front, got it back at the firewall, and we've got the wheels, Corbin has got all the wheels and tires off. We've got it on stands. So after lunch, we're gonna work on getting all this off the front end and detaching the front clip. All right, had my first brain fart, if you will. I know better than this, but I think the fumes from all the PB blaster are starting to get to me. I have the doors off, I have the hood off, and I've started taking everything loose from the front clip, going to remove it. And of course you gotta take the radiator and the fan shroud and all that off. Micah removed the bottom radiator hose. Dummy. Anyway, now I got a big wet streak out through there where I've pushed all that old rusty, nasty stuff that was in that radiator out. So, hey, first of many brain farts, I'm sure. But for now, I'm blaming the PB blaster fumes. At least I got the exhaust fan going now. All right, everybody, we got done yesterday evening, and I'll give you a quick rundown of what we did. We got the front clip removed, all the grill, lights, got the doors off of it, started removing, of course, when you take the clip off, you gotta take off the radiator and the cooler, all that. We got the wheels and tires off of it. You saw Corbin doing that. So I've put a wrench on, or a socket on the crank bolt tried to turn it over. I can't get it to turn over, so I don't know if the motor's locked up or if it's just set there long enough that it's not wanting to free up yet. So starting to remove a few more things, disconnected the AC unit, disconnected a lot of the wiring harness that's on it. I'm going to try to get the interior stripped out today, getting a later start today because we had church this morning. So I'll give you a quick run around of it though. And here she is, starting to look more naked. I'm going to try to get all the interior out today. Where we can take the bed and the rear bumper off tomorrow, as you were, fellas. And then hopefully get this old rusted out cab off of it. And then we'll be able to pull the motor and transmission. So here we go. All things considered, to be a 1979, all this is factory in here. Right there's the only cracks in the dash. It's just absolutely amazes me. Yeah, this has got the full gauge cluster in it. I'm sure all of those work flawlessly. It's got tilt steering. So, yeah, we got tilt. We got cruise. We got a battery switch down there. Oh, found more cracks in the dash. I lied, sorry. I mean, all in all, they had it parked in a pretty good spot, I guess, to protect it. But that's going to go away. We don't want blue. And our donor truck's got a red interior. Kori don't want red either. So anyway, all this coming out. As you can imagine, under the seat was nasty. Lots of hickory nuts from the squirrels and the mice and the rats. Lots of their carcasses. Marlboro Light, man. But the coolest part, I found all of these 3030 casings in there. And some 30-06. Anyway, cleaning it out by hand first. Then we're gonna come back and vacuum it out. That was the job. But the interior is pretty much gutted. Got just a few small things. I have about 10 pounds of insulation from the floor and mouse droppings up my nose right now. So hopefully I recover from that. But I wanted to show you all this air conditioning system. Check this. You may think I'm talking about that one, but nope. I figured out where the best air conditioning system is. On the passenger side and on the driver's side. Yep. I think that come from the factory like that. I do want to show you something cool though. The dash panel or the gauge panel came out all in one piece. Actually looks pretty good. Got some wear on it, to be expected. The actual controller for the heat and air came out good. And all of the vents, which they will need to be cleaned up and gone through because I found a nest of stink bugs in there. So you can imagine how that smells. Gauge cluster, not broken, came out in one piece. Highly doubt that it works, but it did come out in one piece. All in all, productive evening on it. Jake the Snake is coming around. Hopefully tomorrow we can get everything unhooked on the bed and be ready to remove it. Probably start cleaning all this stuff out that I've took off of it so far out of the shop, where I can come in here with the tractor and the pallet forks and just run some chains or straps from the bed up to the pallet forks and pick the bed up. Because I'm a one-man show. We'll take it right out of the shop door there. Yeah, and the bumper. So, great day. Feeling productive. Feeling like I need to go use a neti pot. But I will say, if y'all have any suggestions, guys, this is the first time I've ever done this. I enjoy doing this kind of stuff, but I'm really just going at it best of my ability. watching some YouTube videos. So if there's some stuff that you've done and you've experienced doing a body swap and a rebuild like this, let me know. If you think that I'm just wasting my time, I highly doubt it though, because I'm really looking forward to all this.